Well, hello. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome back. Episode 26, Download and Delete.
26.
I'm Shauna Lucas.
I am Ty Munsier, innovative and creative, anything and everything I put my mind to.
Welcome back, y'all.
I'm whispering because I don't want to be loud in the episode. I want to be Shauna today. I want to be very loud.
I don't know, man.
We never ever do things.
I feel like sometimes I'm shouting on the mic. Well, you know how we do it. We're going to get right into it. We can start with, we do our motivation moment, then we'll get into our downloads and then our menu questions. I hope you got some good ones today.
Our hot topics, we go all around about what we're talking about today.
Yeah, we always stray off the
It's a
beaten
variety
path a
show.
little
It
bit.
is a
but-
variety show. We are the variety shows of podcasts. We talk about any and everything. We have the same formula, but it's always mixed with something else. So our cake is always frosted differently.
Oh, Lord.
Is that a good analogy?
I like it. So,
Okay.
do you want to start? So, my motivation moment and my download are kind of like collapsed together.
Okay,
if
so
you want to
I'll
go.
start.
Okay.
My motivation moment is for safe driving in Wisconsin.
Ooh,
safe driving
say it.
everywhere. First of all,
Say it.
I just want to motivate everybody to wear a seatbelt. If you think the seatbelt gets on your nerves, just try it. It may save your life. I just want to motivate everybody to look both ways before. And it's a shame you have to say that these days, to look both ways before you go through a green light. Because people out here drive so freaking crazy. People say it's like, you're from Milwaukee when you have to look both ways, when you have to cross a green light. But I think that's anywhere. People drive crazy nowadays. They be off those pills and anything. Just drive safe out there. Don't.
Let me just say, I love that you're bringing this up, and we've talked about this before.
Okay.
But let me say this, okay? Because I think about stuff like this in terms of civil liberties. We don't need to look any further than our neighbor to the south, Chicago, right?
Yes.
What do? How do they monitor
They have cameras
reckless
at the
driving
lights.
everywhere? Cameras
Everywhere.
everywhere.
If there are cameras everywhere, why is there so much crime?
So in Chicago, really, I mean, I guess they can do that because if you don't have a driver's license, you can hop on a train and still get to work and still
Yeah.
get to your boo's house at night or whatever.
Mhm.
In Milwaukee, we don't really have the type of transportation system in place like that. So people, driving is really, really, honestly, a privilege. To
Yes,
be
we
able
do
to just
have a
jump in
rail,
the car
a
and
rail
go.
car. What is that thing called downtown? But it's like from
That
where?
thing, yeah.
What is it called? The
The
rail,
hop, the
hop. How much does it cost now? It
It's
was
They
free.
can't charge nobody.
Okay,
They-
but it's
they
like
need
from
to
one
pay
block.
people to
It's
get on
like
that.
from block 4. It's like from 46th Street to 47th Street. Why would you take this bullshit? Okay, I'm sorry. Go.
So I think if you don't care about people's kids playing in the yard, if you don't care about crashing your car and other, if you don't care about that, then think about it this way, okay? If we keep doing this, that's what we're gonna have. We're gonna have cameras
Yes.
everywhere. We're gonna
Yes.
have it'll
That's
be
how it is in
really
the UK,
in
though.
Europe all over. Like they're monitored by I don't think it's satellite, but there's like a monitoring system.
CCTV is what they call it.
Well, they send you a ticket
Yes.
in the mail.
They
and,
will. They do that in East Coast too,
They do it.
and even in like New Orleans, they have like the cameras and stuff. I noticed
Yes,
that when I was
there's
there.
cameras, and so if we want to protect our civil liberties, then we need to be responsible.
I think
Because if we
the
need-
cameras. I'm sorry.
Well, we don't need them now, but if people continue to hit kids, hit elderly
Mhm.
people, homeless people
Innocent
walking across the
people,
street,
people riding in Ubers.
if you want to continue to just steal cars, well, that's a whole other subject.
Mhm.
Wreck people's
Those
cars,
Kia
be
guys.
irresponsible and drive through stoplights because you feel like they're optional because you are 5 minutes late to wherever you're supposed to be, or I don't know what your rush is, then fine. Then they're gonna have to put cameras and everybody's not gonna have a car anymore. And they're gonna start towing and booting people's stuff like in Chicago. If that's what y'all want, then hey, I'm down with it.
I
'Cause I'm
said
not gonna
that
be getting
because
tickets.
yesterday I was going to my brother's barbecue. Shout out to Kevin. Happy birthday, by the way. And I was on my way to his barbecue, and there was a big accident like on Hampton yesterday, where like they were racing. I heard. So I don't know. This is allegedly. We have to say that on the show. Allegedly, allegedly they were racing up Hampton, and there were 2 fatalities, and the driver survived, but his legs were crushed. And my
Mhm.
Kevin actually helped pull the guy out the car. And so he was so like traumatized today, like, oh my God, I can't believe those two people lost their lives and they were stretched out there. And it was like, oh, everybody was out there looking. And I'm like, and it was like somebody, I just found out today, like one of the people who were injured in the accident was an Uber passenger, and he was the one who was hanging out the roof. So it was like somebody who was hanging out the roof that I think passed away or something like that. I just said that to say, like, drive carefully. I went to get my nails done, and leaving out from getting my nails done, somebody hit me. And it was just like, it can happen. Just like you never know when it can happen. You don't have to be out partying. You don't have to be out doing anything. You could be on your way to church. You could be on your way to vote. You could be on your way anywhere to the hospital, and somebody can hit you. And I'm not saying that to scare people. I'm just saying, like, buckle up, drive for you and everybody. My mother always said you have to drive for everybody else and yourself, because people out here drive crazy. And that was a long time ago. That was 20 something years ago. And it's so prevalent to these days. Like, you have to drive for somebody else. So I just want to motivate people to drive safely. Pray before you drive. If you're not a prayer, do your motivation, whatever you have to do before you drive off. Drive positive, drive slow. Forget if that person want to go around you, let them go. You be safe.
That's right.
Out there.
That's right. Put your music on, focus on your destination and getting there safely.
Yes.
That's right. That's a good one. Yeah, we talk about that, I think. I think we've talked about driving in Milwaukee, but we don't need to just talk about it once. It deserves to be brought up.
It does. Anytime, just drive safe out there, because so many things happen in regards to driving. And if you're driving, please get insurance. Insurance can save your life.
Oh, that's right.
I'm telling you right now, I would be FUCK if I didn't have insurance. It wear me out to pay them people every month, but I'm telling you, they pay you back so fast.
Yeah.
I had my accident so fast, and they gave me my money so fast the next week, and I'm sitting up here worrying. I went and got the card, and it was just get insurance.
Remember when Wisconsin was like one of the only states left that didn't require that you have insurance?
People was out here just driving. I think they were driving more safely then than they drive now.
Yeah, well, it seems that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, and just to piggyback off that motivation, if you have a Kia or one of those cars, get a club, because people will steal your cars. My friend just got his car stolen this weekend. My friend was held at gunpoint last night. It's just not safe in these streets, y'all. So wherever you go, be safe. Get to your car quick. Don't hang out kiki in the car when you done pulled off. You can't even kiki when you in the car. When you pulled off and you're safe, because somebody can come up while y'all just now parked. Don't sit in the car and talk. Don't sit in the car and roll a blunt. Get in the car and go.
That's right.
Word to the wise.
Be safe out there.
Be safe out there, G.
Milwaukee's no joke.
Anywhere is no joke.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. You're right about that.
It can happen anywhere.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Thank you. I try to be good.
Funny. So like I said, my motivation moment is related to my downloads. I'll do it all together.
Okay.
So
there we go.
So
hold on. Hey, like this in every episode. Since everything is connected, we might as well get it out the way.
Yeah, right. So I was happy to see. I talked about Black woman here in Milwaukee, Centonia Weston Roy. She opened this book bar that she had on the back of her bicycle around town a couple of years ago, I believe.
Okay.
And then it kind of evolved. They got the website up. She authored a couple of books. Making the rounds at the different circuits. I think she was even here at the Sherman Phoenix yesterday, possibly.
Oh, okay.
Doing some vendor stuff, selling books here. So it's a bookstore. They finally got
she was.
So they finally got a space on King Drive. I think, is that officially Brownsville? Like the King
I think
Drive
so.
corridor?
Yeah. Did you go to? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Did you go to Garfield Days this weekend? I was so mad. Garfield Days was this fucking weekend. I didn't even know it. And it was a freaking party.
That's one of my favorite festivals. I didn't even know they were doing it.
Listen, as a Black gay man, for that straight event, it is wonderful. It is all LOVE there.
I didn't know. Remember when I did my list of the festivals that were happening?
Yes, Garfield Days.
I didn't know.
Beautiful.
Garfield. The food is the best festival. Best festival. So they got the spot in Brownsville. So it's going to be a bookstore and coffee shop, right?
Oh,
so
awesome.
The coffee shop and like a bar where you can get wine and stuff like that. So she must got.
What's it called again?
Niche, Nic, or you
Oh,
can say niche. I think you're supposed to say niche though.
niche, niche.
Niche,
Yeah,
whatever. Tomato,
whatever.
tomato. So she's got this base now. So it's gonna be on King Drive, and they're trying to turn that corridor into, the new Black Brownsville.
Mm.
What it was once upon a time in Milwaukee, in old
Trying to restore it back
Milwaukee.
to what it was.
Yeah, all so.
Do you think that's a good idea to restore something to what it was, or just evolve it to what it can be now? Because I'm the most nostalgic person ever.
Well, we get like strengths from our ancestors and
We
our
do.
history and
We
stories.
do, but are we supposed to see? I think my problem is sometimes, Shauna, I get caught up in like my nostalgic feelings, and I'll like want to like really go back to like 2000. Like if I watch Degrassi, like really, and it's scary to me, and I have to really talk myself out of it. Like I would really want to go back to like 2000, like I'm 20 years old, and I want to not have the knowledge of the internet that I have, and just be really oblivious to some of the crazy shit that goes
All the
on these days.
distractions.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like those were like the good old days. And like living in those days, like to some kids now, this is their good old days. To me, the good old days were like the
Mm.
2099
Okay, so the
up
good
to
old
like
days can't be like the early 19th century, the early or I don't know,
I was a kid then. I wasn't able
or
to do
well,
as
sometimes you weren't even
much.
born or whatever. So
Yeah.
that's so interesting that you're going there because it kind of leads into what my
Wow.
download
And I did
is.
not, we did not
We didn't
rehearse
plan that. We
this.
did not.
Oh my God.
But we did talk about how we want to talk about inspiration and knowledge today, right? We did
We did. That is the
agree.
topic of today's show. But I definitely want to. I'm sorry to interrupt. I want to shout out your cocktail. This margarita, people, it's saving our lives. It is
No, that is
wonderful.
taking it. It's taking it because
It's
I need to.
taking
I
us
need to
there.
function for another 5 hours at least. Let me see. It's five.
You got
Yeah, I need to
work
put
to
like 6 hours
do.
probably.
Okay, and then you
But
were
it's
saying
Sunday, so I'm trying to enjoy my life.
it's a
Let me
Sunday fun
live.
day.
Let me
Where's your
live.
day? Yes.
Okay. So that gets me into what I want to talk about because when I saw this, I was really excited. And you're right,
Hmm.
living in, trying to think about and be inspired by when we were at our heights in Milwaukee, when Black Milwaukee had a strong and thriving middle class. You talked
Hmm.
about Garfield Street days. That's all a
Yes.
celebration of the Black middle class in Milwaukee, and when how they were a part of the community in Milwaukee. And so the Bronzeville is a part of that legacy. So yeah, I think it's fair to celebrate that and to try to, um, be motivated by our past. And so recently, I was a part of this conference. It was called the Institute for Urban Education's Equity Conference, and the panel that I was on, the part that I was involved with, was a panel titled "Walking in Our Shoes: Understanding the Perspectives of Teachers of Color."
Okay.
And this was, I think, maybe like last week. Or I don't remember whatever
Teachers of
time.
color. Were they mostly black people or were they
All black teacher.
Latino?
Well, I think there was someone who identified like Latino.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. So it was myself. It was moderated by a professor from Rutgers University named Dr. Lynette Mulvaney. Then there were a couple of MPS teachers, David Castillo, Angela Harris, who's a teacher.
Castillo.
So there you go, probably.
No, I like that name.
Yep. And then a friend and mentor of mine, Nassif Rogers, who is the director of equity at Wauwatosa Schools. We were just a part of this panel, and like the positivity and the brilliance, like on this Zoom conference recording, was just really inspiring. It was just a powerful experience. So after the conference, people are kind of like emailing each other, like, "Hey, so glad to be a part of this collective of Black folks. I hope we stay in touch, or I hope everyone does great things in the future." So it just like struck something to me because I'm thinking, we were brought together by a predominantly white institution. The person who was kind of coordinating this whole effort was like a white woman, and then we were the moderation and everything, the coordination of like how we were interacting with each other was not of our own doing and
Authenticity.
coordination. So I was just thinking, I'm just trying to figure out. I'm like, I don't know why this was sitting with me the way that it was, but
Mm-hmm.
a couple of these people I've seen before, connected with through other networks. But I wonder, I'm thinking about this idea of like in the late 1820s, early 1830s, there were these like free black literary societies that were formed. So the reason why they were formed is because black people were just becoming literate. And so they were like, okay, we can read now. Let's like dissect the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and how it fits in our own rights as human beings and like philosophy and Enlightenment philosophy. And let's think about that and let's come together as black people and share our ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I'm trying to figure out how this isn't happening right now. Why do we not get together in these like thought circles amongst people, like a diverse group? It doesn't have to be just black people. But like, where is this happening now? Is it impossible now that we live in the age of Zoom? So I wanted you to think, if you think that this is possible, I wanted you to think this through with me. Like, if you think that this could happen, do you think
Let
that
me think.
do you think that one person can create this? It does have to revolve around like a
I think it starts with one person. Yes.
it does. So it has to revolve around a personality.
I was just sitting here thinking about the whole process of everything. Like me supporting you, you supporting me, and us becoming rich.
Mhm.
Yay! Because that was like the premise of today's show is like, how can we support each other, share our knowledge, and inspire each other to be better people, a better community? And I posted something on Facebook and it said, let me go to it because I don't want to misquote myself, but it said, until it's my turn, I will keep clapping for others. It's really that simple. And
Mm.
that to me stood out so much because it's really that simple. Like, clap for somebody else, support somebody else. And when it's time for, your turn, hope that those same people are gonna be in the same corner. So it's just like, how does that process start, or where do you start? And then the process, and I said all that to say it's so hard to start that process because you could be like a person that is a chef, and you can say, well, I just want to serve, I just want to get 50 people, 50 of my friends on Facebook, Instagram, wherever I'm at, to buy one meal.
Mm.
And if I price point my meals up, I can make so and so, I can make $1,000. And that $1,000 can help me pay my rent, that can pay my car note, that can pay my insurance, that can pay my bills. So I can just live off my income and just I could go free. I could have a happy month. I could have a happy year. And I think sometimes we as a people have a problem understanding that is what the end result is. It's just to help somebody else be less stressed out.
Mm-hmm. Well, then that's what I think the product would be for what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's not there isn't an end result. There's no product that you get from this collaborative of people maybe gathering, I don't know, once a month.
But isn't happiness a product? Isn't like
Yeah,
the
that's
satisfaction a product?
well, I suppose when they started, when black folk, free black folk started doing this,
Mm-hmm.
that the product was. What do you think the product was? I mean, I
I think
think
the
it must have
product was
been
just
knowledge
pride.
and happiness.
I don't want to say pride because we're taught not to be a prideful people, but I think it was a self gratification. Maybe is
Mm,
that the same as saying prideful? I think it was like to see yourself reflected, like how when Obama was our president, we were all so happy and we were all so happy to be black because we saw ourselves reflected in the White House. So I think it's something kind of familiar with that, right?
well, I mean, I don't know. I want a community of people that would be willing to get together, not because we are on camera for a Zoom
Yeah.
panel that has the backing of a larger institution behind it, but that we have some knowledge, some real knowledge and wisdom to share with each other. Like
Yeah.
there's a format, like there's one person rotates the responsibility each month, and somebody shares a reading or I don't know, a writing or something like that. But I feel like that's not even realistic because I don't think people do that kind of thing anymore.
Have you ever seen the movies Rachel's Wedding?
I
Have
don't
I
know.
talked about this before?
I don't. I know. I ask myself that question all the time. Like, have you heard? Have I said this before?
If you've never seen the movies Rachel's Wedding,
Okay.
I think it's a beautiful movie because in the movie they had like a wedding weekend, and on the day, I think I did talk about this before. On one of the days, they had people who do like poetry come, and they did the poetry, and it was just like a collective people who do like just share your art with me. That's all I want is for you to share your art, and we just gather from your art. Like, oh my God, it was such a good time. We heard a rap, we heard somebody do a poem, we saw a dance, we saw this, we saw that. You know, you got a whole experience. It was a whole roller coaster ride. So I think that's what you're kind of saying. Like, you want to go somewhere, and
but I know we can't sit for hours and just like read
no,
poetry
not
to
even
each other or whatever.
It can be a play, 1 hour. It could be some poetry. It could be a hip hop hour. It could be some erotic poetry, one section, some dripping chocolate all over each other.
I bet this is happening in Brooklyn.
It probably is in Harlem, the old Harlem.
I want to bring a little slice of Brooklyn to the Midwest.
We do have poetry night on Thursday.
Well, maybe this was happening before and I just wasn't a part of it. But I feel like I crave some sort of like some sort of circle, some society that acknowledges, you know, knowledge and wisdom and
helping each other grow.
Yes, and where have you found inspiration? Can you share that with me? I could take a little bit of that and carry it on in my life. And, you know, just I think I wish that could live on somewhere, and it doesn't have to be, you know, just for the likes or for the followers or for the notoriety or money. I don't know if we can ever get back to that kind of society.
Just for like the gratification of going
just
home
for like
with a smile.
The sheer creative expression, the sheer ability to.
Those are good times, though.
Have creative
when you've gotten your
outlet.
talent out and you accepted other people's talent, it's a real good time.
Yeah, maybe I'm just craving something that we've been missing for the last.
Maybe you want to go
to
Summerfest.
Ooh, Jesus.
Is that what you're missing?
Nah.
Afrofest, maybe.
I'm too old for Summerfest, I think. Seriously. So
are you gonna go to Summer? Well, it's not Summerfest. Are you gonna go to Fall Fest in September?
Indian Summerfest. Well, that's not. I think that's.
Hold on.
I think that's offensive when you say Indian Summer.
Oh my!
I am offended.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, that's an outdated term, I think.
Well, I think it's still called Indian Summer on like your calendars, though, right?
Well, isn't that when the summer just goes along, like when it's hot all the way in September, all the way until
Black
like
History
October?
Month, so why can't we call it Indian Summer? Gotcha with that one. Okay, so
oh my
why
goodness.
can't we call it Indian Summer?
Oh my goodness. So thank you. That was something I was thinking through, but no, I'm going to mention Summerfest later in my mini questions too. By the way, so
Gucci, la la la. I'm in the brain and I'm here to buy.
So what's your download?
My download is I have been in a scary movie mode. Just wanted to see somebody get their head chopped off. I don't know why that is so fascinating to me. No, I'm joking. But really, my download is traveling has been such a eye-opening experience.
Oh,
now
wow.
That I move,
traveling again. Okay.
Now that I want to move somewhere.
You're inspired.
But I'm inspired because our city could be so freaking dope if we just allowed it.
That's why we need a Black Literary Society to make it dope.
And not even that allowing. I just want to piggyback off of a conversation I think we had off air earlier. Just like I just want to go somewhere and know that everybody who I was there with is getting home safe. Because a couple of friends of mine, like a friend of mine got their car stolen this weekend. A friend of mine got robbed at gunpoint and got shot at last night. It's just like, when you ask anybody who's not from Milwaukee how our city is, they were like, oh, it's Black people there? But anybody who is here, you be like, yes, it's Black people here and they is cutting up. And it's sad to say that it's Black people cutting up, but it is. It's Black people driving crazy. It's Black people killing Black people. Not that you should be killing anybody, but
yeah,
I just am over. I'm just want to download it here. I'm just over like hearing about Black on Black crime, Black people arguing with each other, Black people fussing and fighting, even like the little trivial stuff. I'm kind of over it. And not that I just want to live in a fairy tale, but I just want to fucking live in a fairy tale. I just want everything to be copacetic. You mind your business, I mind mine. If somebody doing something they ain't supposed to do, that ain't your business.
Yeah, no. I mean, I want to be careful and think about the ways that we could maybe be a little bit anti-black by thinking that we are the cause of all of our issues, and that there's some things that are really happening in our communities that we just
You know what? And see, the thing is that people say, well, we have to think why we're the cause of that, why there's so much black on black crime. And if people that are committing the black on black crime, even within ourselves, it's so eerie to say something like this.
There-
God protect and heal us.
Mhm.
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 I just calm it down.
Yeah, you're right, and that's why I don't know, maybe I'm dreaming big when I think about this utopian group of people, these black intellectuals getting together and
Yeah,
talk
that's
about
what they
these.
thought about the Harlem Renaissance.
Well, right, and I'm definitely inspired by that, but I think that to me shows a commitment by the community to improving social conditions. Like it takes a small
wish.
group of people because
It starts with you amongst your friends to start it.
well, the people who gather that way and who really grapple with ideas and issues in the communities, when they get together to talk about these issues, sometimes they aspire to do great things about them, and they actually end up doing them.
Yeah.
Like they started somewhere. We tried to address the issues. Other leaders get together and kind of conspire against some of the negativity in the communities, and they go on to try to be an alderman, or they go on to try to like make change, lead organizations.
They do.
So I mean, we got to start somewhere.
And even if you don't want to be in Congress or any part of that, in your circle of friends,
right? You can be
the
positive,
peacemaker.
right?
Be the person that says, "Okay, well, I understand your side, but I can tell you it could have been handled differently," and that's gonna take some work. It takes some work. It takes a lot of freaking work.
It does. Just a little side note. I've seen a couple of Instagram accounts. My son and my daughter follow.
Instagram.
Girl, you ought to bash Mrs. head open and think about heaven later.
What? You seen Instagram?
I did, and there are a couple accounts. Like, have you seen some of these accounts related to Milwaukee people, like Milwaukee
There
stuff?
is one. Yeah, my
So there are
friend
a
just told
couple-
me about one today.
There are a couple, and they just like glorify.
No, this one was bad. It
Yeah.
was like MLK something. I'm gonna have to ask him again, but it was like
They
are you
glorify
serious?
all the worst parts of
Yeah.
our community.
Mhm.
Like the showing a kid who had you can tell they just stole the car. Like they got footage of them being chased by the police in Milwaukee, because there's an uptick of that.
The news does
and
that
they're
in
just-
general, though.
And the angle, well, on these Instagram pages, these are local people who are making this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like glorifying I'm really trying to be careful not to be anti-black, because I'm not saying that all black people believe that is cute to be.
And it's not bad to
to be
put that stuff out there
baselining
because
or-
that stuff needs to be seen.
I know, you're right, but I just think,
Like,
and
I pour me another cocktail.
even if you look into the comments, someone's like, oh, that's so cool that he can do that, and I'm just like translating lingo,
Yeah.
but essentially they support what's happening. So I don't know, we gotta change that probably.
Tom, let
'cause
me refresh your glass.
I know I want to carry out an empty
know.
picture. Okay, so I'm sorry, I just totally
No.
jumped right all up into your down.
No, that was a piggyback off, and that's how it's supposed to go. You're supposed to piggyback off of, what the other person is talking about.
Thank you.
So
I just don't want to derail you.
you definitely did not derail me.
All right.
I am certified and bona fide on this track.
Good.
I cannot be derailed.
So do you want to go ahead and move on into the
Yes, our
menu
topic
questions?
today.
Menu questions. Right?
Okay, we can do our menu
Oh,
questions that are circled around our topic, but my menu questions always go off track, off kilter. So we'll just start with our first menu question, and it's an easy question. First easy question, Sean, is what attracts you to someone else?
Oh.
This is our unspicy question, the regular.
What attracts me to confidence? Probably,
Confidence.
yeah. Like when
See,
somebody
don't
is
say
like,
that, because you can get somebody the wrong idea. Like, well, I'm confident. You told me to be confident.
There's a difference between confidence and cocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
It took
fake
me
confidence
years-
too,
took me
right?
Years to learn how to project the difference.
Yep, that's
Okay.
right. There is a
Because,
difference.
when we used to work together, I was good at my job to the point where I was accused of being cocky.
Yeah.
When I was just really just being confident at what I do.
Yeah.
So it's all about how it's projected.
It is how it's presented.
Yeah.
If you didn't boast so much, it would have been like, oh, okay, well, he's really good. Oh, let me help you.
Mm-hmm.
But you've learned, I think we all learned.
Yeah, I think
say
so.
all the time, well, because I'm smart. And then I didn't know that answer.
I'm okay with saying I don't know everything.
Me
sometimes.
too. I'm okay. You know what helped me okay with that? Ayamla. Really funny because she was like, what's wrong with being wrong?
Oh,
And I was
that's
like,
a good
oh,
one. Go on, Ayanla.
I like that. What's wrong with being wrong? Oh, I was wrong. Because if you arguing with somebody and you be like, I was wrong, I'm sorry. They can't be mad no more. And if they are, that's them being stupid because you don't say, I'm sorry and I was wrong. I was wrong. You right, I was wrong.
Yeah.
And you really mean that shit because you can be like, you right, I'm wrong. Okay, whatever. But if you be like, okay, you know what? I was really wrong. I should not have snapped like that.
Mm-hmm.
I should not have gone off on you like that. I was wrong.
Yeah.
You may get you some points.
Okay, it's important to be authentic, I guess.
So confident attracts you.
Yeah.
For me, I think I am attracted by independence. If you are able to carry yourself and be you within your own and then be you with me, I think that is so attractive.
Mm.
Like you got your own set of friends, I got my own set of friends, and then we come together, or you're able to be around my friends and have fun, and I can be around your friends and have fun, and then your friends, everybody like each other. That is so attractive to me.
Okay.
As I whisper it.
I like that. My questions are kind of hokey, I guess.
Okay.
We'll see what you say. Maybe it'll spark some interesting
Ooh.
dialogue here. But so my regular question is, has a book ever changed your life?
Yes.
Which one?
The Coldest Winter Ever.
Oh, I love that one.
Me too. I needs to be a movie.
I
That
thought it was supposed
changed
to
my
be a
life.
movie.
Girl,
Did she
Jada
write another
Pinkett.
one? Did she write like a
She did
new
just write a
version?
new one. I have not read it yet because I'm not in like the literary. You read it, huh?
From what I've heard from those who read it,
It was great.
different people with different mentalities, they all say, "What the hell is this shit?"
Oh,
this
they didn't
one?
like it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nobody likes it.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a that was a. I mean
Oh my.
that book was a
Oh.
moment. That was a whole.
It was a moment.
It was a moment.
You
Sister
feel like you was
Soldier.
riding on the bus. You had to be
Yeah.
on the bus.
Yep. That
You-
cover.
yeah.
That whole. It's 90s. It's very
Yeah.
90s.
It first started off with that bitch getting her face cut. And you
Yeah,
felt
it's a
that
lot.
shit because you was like, oh, that's the shit that's happening right now.
Yeah, and we love that ghetto
Ghetto,
trap
living
soul.
through that. We didn't want to actually be involved in it. We wanted to live
Probably
through
one
it.
of the first urban fiction books that really got popular, that made that genre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, there were the Bluford series. I think that came before that.
You
the
know what
Bluford
was
series.
before that? The he's a pimp. Goodwin Goins, Donald Goins books. His books were popping.
Mm.
The pimp Donald Goins.
Mm,
His books were wonderful.
okay.
I learned a
Interesting.
lot about
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah. That was an easy question.
Yeah, that was
Shauna.
easy.
Did you answer it?
Well, no, I didn't. I think the book that changed my life was the autobiography of Malcolm X. A lot of people answer that way.
I would have never read that book.
Yeah.
Malcolm X
man,
scares
that
me.
book made me so angry about
Yeah.
injustice and oppression.
See, I don't want to read a book that's gonna make me angry. That's why I
Yeah.
can't watch Rude.
Well, I was really young, so it was just I was very impressionable at that time in my life. I was in an all white school. I was one of those kids that was bussed out to a white school, and I was like learning about whiteness and oppression. It like hit me like
You were a
truck.
charter student.
No, I was a
You were bussed out to a white school. It's called charter.
no. Well, I was more of an integrationist.
Integration now. Girl, people was integrated by the time you was in high school and middle school.
You wasn't in Montgomery, no.
Right. What's that lady name who was the first woman who
It
integrated
wasn't
schools?
Southern integration. It was
Don't try to take her
Northern
credit, girl.
integration.
Oh,
That was a
girl.
different type of integration.
Shauna.
I mean, Brown Deer is very brown now, but
I was gonna say, child.
This mold of us.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it ain't no white people in Brown Deer Middle School
well,
now.
I was going out there in the 80s. I was there
Yeah.
from elementary school to I graduated from
So you
there.
helped bust the doors open
I did.
in Brown Deer,
Kicked them-
Wisconsin.
Kicked them right
You
wide
did
open.
it. Hey,
And we did it.
you did it, girl.
We made the world a better less racist place.
Girls, I can remember the words. I wrote it.
You wrote it, girl. You opened the door
We're
for it.
supposed to do the we did it, Joe.
Oh yeah.
We did it, Joe. Oh, Lord.
You're gonna be the next president of the United States.
We should talk about that.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't because it warrants more minutes than this for sure. I mean, I'll try to keep
can-
it. I'll keep the 30-second version, but
Would you do it again?
yeah, I mean, so the thing about being in a school like that is like you're too black for the black kids. Like you're
you're too white for the black
Too white.
kid.
No, I was too black because I lived in Milwaukee. There were black families.
No, you were
around
too black for the white kids, not the black kids.
I wasn't black enough for the white kids.
What?
I know.
I'm confused.
Yeah, no, they ain't
Man,
that
what, you
deep.
be
That's
Stacey
deep, ain't
Dash
it?
and Clueless or
That's
something?
deep.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Please explain.
Yeah, no, you need more than 30.
So there's like colorism involved. There's class. Class was huge.
Oh, because they wanted you to be more ghetto. Like you're not as ghetto as I thought.
Right, like you or
Oh,
I had to perform blackness so that they could be interested in me.
Hmm.
So they wanted
You know
to
what I
be
mean?
what's that movie?
The Token?
Not Sambo, but what do you call it?
The
The
movie with Sandra Bullock in it.
oh,
Football player.
oh, like
Oh,
the
I don't know.
They wanted you
No.
to be the black person they got to save.
well,
Oh, with that boy
I
she
think, I think
adopted?
more. Yeah, the bright side,
Yeah,
the
the blind
long
side.
side, the blind side.
There you go. We got to it eventually.
No, not really
did
that.
it. We did it, Joe. You're gonna be the next president of the United States.
We
Right.
got to it.
Right. We're gonna put some gag buttons on there one day you're gonna be trying
Whatever.
to press. I don't know. I mean, like I think that's how y'all have to go back. You're gonna have to go back and listen to my answer because I said what I said. I was too black for the black folks, and I wasn't black enough for the white folks. I said what I said.
Mm.
Like, I feel what you're saying, but the deciphering of it is what's bothering
I
me.
know. Just
Like,
let that
it's
sink
too
in.
Black because the black, it's like, okay, you go somewhere and there's black folks that already work there. But
Yeah.
There's just one black person. It's like they're gonna set us back 10 years. They ain't gonna hire no
Yes.
more black people.
Yes.
I feel like that's what the black folks thought she was. But the white folks is like, you're not what I expected black to be like. You're more
Exactly.
like us. So I don't know if I can trust
I
you.
thought Shauna was too much power for the people, for the black people, and then for the white people, you weren't controversial or you didn't cuss them out.
Well, like I said,
didn't
you're so right. Like
wear
I said,
Jordans.
I was so.
Did you
deeply-
have Jordans in middle
I
school?
don't think so. Maybe I did. I don't know.
Were you pro-black?
Yeah, so I was so deeply moved by the autobiography of Malcolm X. I became like militant in like
wow.
8th grade. In 8th grade, I
Oh
did.
my.
So I started calling people white devils. And stuff. Like I got deep. So even now,
You out here listening to Public Enemy?
yeah, of course.
Yes, she was a
KRS
Lauryn Hill
One,
fan.
Boogie
yes.
Down Productions.
Yes.
Public
Public Enemy.
X Clan, all that. I'm sorry,
Mm.
I'm aging myself right
That's why
there.
I'm looking at you. Like,
Oh
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Shit.
I
Thank
mean,
God.
right.
Genius ourselves.
Yeah, Common when he came out with "Can I Borrow a Dollar?" I'm old. I mean, no, I'm not old. That's not even old. Like
Are you this old? Can you remember? I'm feeling sad and blue when I'm
Yeah.
I'm feeling sad. Y'all remember that?
Yes.
Who was that?
I don't remember who.
We couldn't even tell
Slick
you.
fucking Rick.
Oh, and what is the Biz Markie track that? Since he's rest in
Oh,
peace,
rest in
God
peace,
bless
Biz
the
Markie.
dead.
I don't
right.
remember any.
Oh
I remember like,
yes, yes. That's when they were telling stories. Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I loved that. I love
now
that.
this is a story. Yeah, something like that.
Yes. Will told
Yeah.
stories. He sure did. He did. That Parents Just Don't Understand is like 5 verses, y'all. It's like
Yeah.
like the long version is an
I used to
extra
be kind
5
of
minutes.
weirded out by that video when I was younger. I don't know why.
Because he was about to molest that little girl.
Oh, don't say that
That's the
stuff
thing.
on our
Back
podcast.
then, it was kinda like,
Mhm.
He was
Because
underage and she
he
was
picked up a
underage.
12-year-old
Mhm.
runaway in a Ferrari.
Yeah, he didn't know she was 12. Come on
And
now.
he was hitting
Come on
on
now.
her.
Come on now. You knew. Let me stop him.
Just because the girl
Don't
was
TI
older
him.
now,
Mhm.
Don't mean that 12-year-olds do not look like 12-year-olds.
And don't mean that when you was 12, you wasn't interested in somebody much older.
Mhm. Mhm.
12-year-olds look
Because
like
I know
yours.
I was. But that still is not an excuse.
Okay, I'm going to my medium question.
Okay.
Right.
Because we're going to something else.
Okay, right.
child.
Okay.
Restart. I was over here working.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
You're hilarious. Okay, so let's see my medium question. Okay, I'm gonna put this one as my medium question. Is there anything that you should have let go of a long time ago that you're still holding on to?
Yes. There
Do you
it
want to
is.
answer that, or you just want to say yes?
Yeah. For a long time, I used to really care what people thought about me.
Oh.
And I kind of still do because it takes me a long time to get dressed, even though that's not an excuse. But I really used to care, like, what are they saying about me when I leave this room? But now I'm like, I hope they're talking about me when I leave this room. I hope they said something about me. So it's like, now it's like I get in my car and I'm like more so not caring about what people say. I'm just more like hoping that they're saying something about me because I want to leave a lasting impression. And I know it's not going to be nothing bad because you can't say I stank. You can't say anything like, I just want to be like, did you hear what he said? He did this. You know, I want it to be memorable moments. So
Okay.
that's one thing. What about you?
Well, I think the answer is just yes. I I don't know if I.
What did you do?
Mm.
What did you do?
Go. So a few things come to mind, but I don't know. I think it's similar to what you're saying, like about self-image and like feeling like it was important for me, my image of being a married person
Mhm,
versus like being single. I
mhm.
had to let go of like my hangups about that.
Oh, what about being single?
In both, like I
Or
thought,
about having a marriage that didn't last or something?
no, well, like you as a woman, a lot of times
Oh,
that
as a woman moment.
as
Hold
a
up.
woman, so maybe I had to let go of sexism because as a woman, your worth is connected to your status as a married person sometimes.
Yeah,
Like people
even
see
in
you
movies
as
that you watch.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, she's
yeah,
a divorced woman. Oh,
yeah.
she did it because she's a divorced woman. She's a single mother and she was able to do it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But I've been able to do okay without like
Should that be glorified though, being a
well,
single mother?
no, I don't think it should be glorified at all. But
You
I don't think
know?
but
You don't like baby mamas and single mama songs? What, Shauna?
Oh my.
I'm not well, I never even thought of myself as a single mom because my kids have a very, very active father.
That's my dog.
So I'm not, he
Yeah.
always has been. I always
Everybody is
expected-
not as blessed to have an
I
active
know.
father in their life
I
as you.
know,
Some
you're right.
people don't know how to communicate with their baby's father because their baby's father doesn't know how to communicate with other humans.
I know. You're right.
Or they still got issues with their baby.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta let that go.
Why do women want to be baby mamas?
You better say it.
Because I don't understand how girls can be mad at dudes that you busted open and let skeet and shoot up your club for, and then you mad at him and you don't want to talk to him no more or anything. And this even goes back to me because, and I shouldn't say this, but my mama did not like my daddy after everything, and she knew the kind of man he was, but fuck them raw. I'm here.
That's right.
So what was that thought process in there? It was like, oh, you had a moment. Let me give you this. Let me give you this little raw cooch. That's like, my mama, but anybody is like, let me just give you this in here raw. You can just, I don't give a fuck who you fuck. I know you a cheater. Busting me. I don't care. Here.
Yeah, there's lots of commentary about what
Yeah.
who you should be having kids with and all that stuff.
I think anybody who you have kids with still give that person the utmost respect, unless
Yeah.
they're in jail.
Ooh.
If you behind bars, you have done something.
Mm.
No, I'm joking.
Just a donor.
That's stupid. That's for my man's bullshit. For my man, I shot my ex-boyfriend.
Oh my
Or I
God.
killed your baby mama for my man.
You watch too many crime.
I listen to it all the
documentaries.
time.
Okay, what's your medium question?
Oh, sorry. Oh, we got
We'll keep
time
us on track
question.
today.
Thank you,
All right.
moderator.
Okay.
Do you think you're a good
Facilitator.
kisser?
Yes, I know I am.
Oh, okay. What makes you a good kisser?
I got a
Do
lot
you
of,
use tongue always?
when it's appropriate, when it's warranted.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you know when it's warranted?
Oh yeah, you got. I mean, that's the whole thing about being a good kisser. Like you got to be, like it's more than just moving your lips. Like you got to put yourself into it.
Do
Yeah,
you go to
put
clubs and like meet somebody and like kiss them like in the middle of the
I
club?
don't let
Like,
people
oh, we're
put their
so
lips on
drunk.
me.
Let's have a kiss.
Oh,
Tony, have you ever
no.
done that? Kiss somebody in the club you didn't know?
Right. You know,
Oh,
Oh
ooh,
my.
yes, I had that happen to me where I went
I
somewhere,
have.
walked in the door. Man, this white dude zeroed in on me right away. Yep. And he was trying to kiss me. And I'm like,
I don't want a cold sore. No.
but I think in his
want
mind, that
COVID.
was like this. It was like a romantic comedy going on in his head about like we were going to kiss and then connecting the sparks and electricity and thunderbolts and shit we're going to shoot down.
If we kiss in the middle of the club, we are fucking that night and we're having breakfast the next morning. That's just it. Because I'm very private like that. So if we kissing in the club, first of all, I'm grabbing your ass.
Well, that's pretty intimate because
And-
people can have sex without kissing.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying.
if you kissing somebody, just
Exactly. That's why I'm
that's
saying I'm
very,
that
very
private.
intimate.
That's how I am. Like
Yeah.
with kissing, I love kissing. So if I'm kissing you, that means I'm really into you. So if we're kissing in the club, we're fucking that night and we're waking up, we're having breakfast, or we're going to brunch, and you may have to buy me a t-shirt.
Yeah, that's sharing too much energy. That's a lot of energy exchange, and like that's a lot to give up.
I think I'm a great kisser. I love my lips and I use my tongue sparingly. If I do a test, I like move my tongue forward, and if I can feel that person's tongue, then I know it's time for a tongue kiss. But if I don't feel their tongue, I quickly draw my tongue back when I was single.
What makes
That's
somebody
what
a
I
bad
would do.
kisser?
Like they stay in one place, they don't know how like to make the kiss wet. You're supposed to use it like if we into each other, you're supposed to kiss me down. Like kissing is more you can fuck, like you said, like you can fuck somebody and don't ever kiss them. But if I kiss you, that means I'm into you.
Have you ever had somebody kiss you and their tongue is like all?
Yes, like all over here, like
Yeah, it's like-
above my mustache, on bottom of my lip. Like if you go outside the lip line, you do not know how to fuck. Like if you kiss over me and like I have to wipe my kiss away, that's not a good kiss. Some people like kiss. If you kiss me and I have like my mouth is hurting, that kiss is too intense.
Yeah, I think bad
have you been
kissing-
kissed that hard?
Yeah,
Like
bad
somebody
kissing
kissed you
is
that hard?
a deal breaker. I'm
have you had some
sorry.
good sex with a bad kiss? I have.
Everything about him is good. And all of a sudden he kissed you, it's like,
I don't know. I don't know.
Here it
I
go.
That far.
I gotta eat you out first before he kiss you. Do he have to kiss you first before y'all eat you out, or eat you out first and then kiss you?
We
What
got-
it is?
We gotta save that for our OnlyFans content.
Don't get political on me.
Which will not happen this year. Not this year.
OnlyFans is not just for sex, Shauna. OnlyFans is for people who are only your fans who
Oh.
want to pay for exclusive content.
Okay. Speaking of OnlyFans, let's get to our hot questions.
We have to go to go to our hot question,
All
Shauna.
right,
What
should
are
I go?
yours?
Okay, so mine isn't.
You better moderate this show.
Mine isn't OnlyFans hot. I'm not. It's not OnlyFans hot, but
Okay.
it's a little spicy. And I think I don't have it extra spicy. I don't think I have these little stupid cookie questions, but I don't know if they're really hot. We'll see how it goes. So you know Dave Chappelle's coming to Summerfest, right?
Yeah, I heard they're paying him a lot of money to come. in
Who is
September.
they?
Well, we are paying him a lot
Okay,
of money.
that's what I'm.
Well,
correct
no,
that.
I'm not going to Summerfest. So the Summerfest.
But I mean, the people are paying because I
Yeah.
think his tickets are like expensive. I don't know, like
They're gonna
$75
go-
to sit on the grass.
it's
to
not
sit
going to be a
on-
lot of black people there. I can tell you that for one.
I think so. I
It's
think
gonna be a
of
lot.
black
You said it's
people.
gonna be a lot of black people.
Yeah, I think so too.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, black people. Y'all gonna go out there and support.
If somebody wanted to give me a ticket, I will totally take it.
If we get sponsored any tickets, Tone.
I would actually love to see Dave Chappelle. I would actually love, and I think he's doing like 2 or 3 shows at Summerfest too, something
Mm.
like that. So
So
But-
he'll be staying here, hookers and hoes. Get ready. You may get a chance to get some Dave Chappelle dick.
I actually met Dave Chappelle, and his whole persona is like so not sexual. He's just like so fun. He's just a
Would you want to
clown,
fuck Dave Chappelle though?
He loves his little Asian wife.
Well, yeah, he does. He's got a very strong marriage, and now he look good though. He all buff and shit now.
So you would want to fuck him?
I mean, back in the day, when he was all skinny and lanky, and he was doing his
So
Dave
you're
Chappelle
telling me
thing.
that you would give Dave Chappelle a little play,
I mean, he ain't my type. You know what I'm saying? But like,
but you'll let him poke you up.
Okay,
I mean,
anyway.
I may give Dave Chappelle a good hand
Tyler's
job.
had too much watermelon margarita.
No,
Okay.
I'm a very sexual person, so I talk about sex a lot. but that
Yes,
doesn't
we all know
mean,
that and love that about you.
It doesn't mean that I'm like a pervert.
Yeah,
I just
I
like
know.
to know people's like.
And a lot of
hey.
people like to talk and listen to people talk about sex.
Oh
So,
well,
you know,
I'm just me. I talk about sex
That's
all the
right.
time. I relate everything to sex.
he really does, kind of. Not all.
Not
everything.
all the time,
Yeah,
but
it's
I
just free and open
ask
about
questions
it.
like it's
Free and
funny
open.
shit to me. Like, would you fuck Dave Chappelle? Like, I may give him a hand job, but I don't want his penis anywhere near me, like my mouth. I wouldn't suck his dick or anything. Okay, Sean,
Okay,
what's your hot
That's
question?
hilarious. Okay, so Dave Chappelle, he I think his last stand-up show was called Sticks and Stones.
Mhm.
So if you remember that last
Oh, I definitely
stand-up-
remember that one.
So it was a
LGBT.
lot of controversy because
It was funny as fuck, though.
he said this quote: "No matter what you do in your artistic expression, you are never ever allowed to upset the alphabet people."
That's so true.
So the alphabet people did. So
I love you, Tyler,
You can say it.
The explanations of
It was
the
so
alphabet
fucking
Awesome.
funny.
It
It was
It's
funny.
so
It was
And the funny
hilarious.
thing about it was true.
It was like,
Yeah.
So what
That's
makes me
right.
think
That's
it
right.
makes me think that he has to have somebody gay on his team because he couldn't be.
Yep,
Like he
that's
said,
right.
he called up his good girl Wanda Sykes.
Yeah.
He has to have somebody gay on his
Yeah.
team.
So
And what I want straight people to understand is gay people don't care. We're gay. This is us. This is me.
okay.
When people call me gay, yes.
Okay, let me save it because I'm about to ask you my
Okay,
question. 'cause
here go your
you're
question.
getting
Let's
into it
go.
Before I even ask you.
Let's
Look at
go.
you. See, we're just
remember the words like I wrote it.
There we go.
see, we're too in sync because you know where I'm going with this before I even say anything,
Let's
and
go.
you're hilarious. Okay, so sometimes I try to think about what's happening in the culture, this like ubiquitous culture that everybody talks about, the culture, right? And so right now everybody's talking about this thing with the baby. Have you heard about this thing with the baby, right?
No, I've not heard about anything with who's this guy. The only baby I know about is from like the nursery,
the boss baby.
or the Boss Baby movie, or the baby who is like a great rapper.
Different than the baby.
Who is like it's the
Okay, so
Right.
if you have not been living under a rock, then you've heard about the baby, and he was at this festival called Rolling Loud, and he said some homophobic shit. Apparently, I don't even know because I didn't even think it was
ignorant.
worth the Google search to even listen to that bullshit. Whatever, I just keep
all I
hearing
listen
about
to
it.
is the baby, so I don't know anything about the
Yes,
bullshit.
we don't know her. So
Mm-mm.
so the baby said some stuff. It sent some people in an uproar. He got canceled from the Lollapalooza tour and Governor's Ball, and so then he had to come back and apologize. Of course,
Which was not written by him anyway.
so of course it's not. So my question to you, I think I got this written out correctly, though I want to ask it is, should the LGBT community still care or be surprised about homophobia in rap music? And thinking about the alphabet people, is there a specific letter of the alphabet people that were more upset with what the baby said than some of the other alphabet?
I don't want to give it to. Well, this is what I have to say about the baby.
Okay.
But I'll kill him dead before I let him sleep.
I love
So
that.
that's how I feel overall. But I do want to say this is. I don't want to speak for all Black LGBTQ people, but for us, it's nothing new. I think the white LGBTQ and the other LGBTQIA people
Mm,
are doing what should be done.
mm.
Should this man be held accountable? 1000%.
Chick ass.
Only because he said something that was so ignorant that
Yeah.
it could set a whole.
Mhm.
People that are living with HIV/AIDS are doing tremendous in their lives. They are
Mhm.
living longer than people who don't have
Yeah.
it. They are doing tremendous. People with cancer are not living as long as people with HIV/AIDS. So that is the stigma
Mhm.
that I think that he was setting up.
Mhm.
And again, I think it goes back to anytime any LGBTQI person or whatever is at the end. I was raised on LGBTQ.
Mhm.
So any person that is in that community has been, we're stigmatized. Anytime we speak about it, people automatically think we are incorporated with the disease. Not that anything is wrong with having a disease, but not everybody has it. And
Mhm.
so we have to we start with our defenses. So anything that makes you defensive obviously sets a tone that something was done wrong for you to feel that way.
Mhm.
Because if you were listening to anything and they said, well, black women,
Mhm.
you're automatically gonna feel something in yourself to feel, let me put my guard up because I don't know what this person's finna say.
Mhm.
So I think that goes back to the HIV thing. Anytime you say anything about HIV/AIDS, you're grouping a group of people who have been stigmatized with this. But it's a community disease. Anybody and everybody can get HIV/AIDS.
Mhm. Mhm.
Anybody can pass it. The number 2 transmitted of HIV/AIDS is African American females. I just want to let that be known.
Yeah.
And they don't get it from gay men. They don't get it from DL men. They get it from their men who got it from a prostitute, who got it from a drug user. So I want those things to be prevalent. I want those things to be thought about. But it always makes us defensive when we have to defend the ignorance of somebody.
Mhm.
Now, these things are thought about daily.
Mhm.
We think about them within our own. We're internalized oppression happens all the time.
Mhm.
But it does not help when we can sit outside and we're oppressed by our own culture, who we just went through last year with this Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
But if Black Lives Matter, why doesn't my Black Lives matter? It's probably what people were feeling around that time.
Mhm.
And it's probably why everybody was so gung-ho about it, because this black man who we just got through marching streets and the police and, all these movements for, we just got through doing this for you. Your moves this year should have been positivity and focused on your millions because you're a millionaire.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of set the generation a little, it kind of set the rap culture, the hip hop culture back a little bit, because gay people bought the
But
baby's
hip hop
records.
culture has been homophobic for a long time.
But gay people bought he was so mainstream that gay people bought the baby.
Mhm.
Gay people said, oh, he's cool, he cute, we can mess with him. Yeah, he ugly, but yeah,
Mhm.
So gay people gave him a chance. But now it's like, even when he performed, like my boyfriend said, well, you was hyping him up so much, but when he performed, I thought it was stellar. Like, oh, he got an outfit on, he's doing wonderful, he got this orchestra behind him, he's taking this to the next generation. But now those things that he's done has totally been wiped away. Like,
Yeah.
he has to do so much more to bring himself to the
So
forefront.
but do you
for
think
me
he
and
can
my
recover?
community.
Do you think he can recover?
I think for the straight community, he can recover with a hit song, but it's gonna be hard for anybody to want to work with him because he's so stigmatized. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
That was a good hot question, girl.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I know, huh?
It just got me,
Yeah. I mean, I think what Dave Chappelle is right. No matter what you do, you can't offend a certain group of people,
I think you
and
can.
that's because of I think it's economic power.
But that's just if Miley Cyrus would have went on stage and was like, "What up, my nigga?"
Mhm.
That would have totally been blown. She would have been canceled right now.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's the same thing.
And Little Nas X, and he making it hard to just
I love
he making it
him.
hard for you.
I
to-
love Little Nas
Yeah.
X.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, he's making it hard for you to just say anything.
Some bullshit
Yeah.
because he like, okay, yeah,
Mhm.
you want to talk about all that, but you got such a problem with me doing this little thing, but you doing
It
this.
is not in the way he does it. It's like, oh, you have a problem about this. And he turns around and he'll make a song,
Yes.
a video
Yeah.
about that
Yeah.
to make more money.
Yep.
It's like,
Yep.
keep me busy.
Yeah,
Like while
that's
all
right.
the thugs and stuff talking about gay people, when you go to jail, guess what you become?
Yeah.
A gay person.
Ooh.
Because guess who's sucking your dick?
Ooh.
A gay person. Guess who's fucking you? A gay person.
Ooh.
Because nine times out of 10, these DL men are not tops. Let me just let that be known. They're
Ooh.
getting fucked down.
Ooh. Okay, now let's get to your hot question then, since you're getting hot already.
Oh my.
Right. You're getting
I said that.
or I don't know if you got extra spicy. Or
I've done that.
That wasn't spicy.
Let me move on. Let me get to my spicy question. I don't even think it's spicy. Let me see. Oh, okay. This is my spicy question. How does it make you feel as a black woman to see your black man with a white woman or a woman of a different nationality? And they're in a happy relationship. They've been married for 20 years.
I grew up with that.
I
I grew up with that. My brother has his kids are biracial, and My uncle is married to a white
So as a black
woman.
woman, how does that make you feel? Or vice versa?
I mean, so I guess the last time I really thought about it was when I was a teenager, because that's when you are starting to think about yourself as a girlfriend and as somebody in a relationship. So then I would hang out with white girls who would get black boyfriends. And I was like, why didn't they're supposed to like me? They're supposed to like this white girl, like that should be taboo. It was taboo. They should like
Ask
me.
you a question.
Oh,
It's not bad.
okay. He's Tone's asking me a question if y'all can't hear.
Yeah, I just realized.
Do you have the mic on?
Put it down there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We can hear you.
So, do you feel growing up in that kind of environment where you were, privy to all race, creeds, and colors? Do you feel like you were supposed to date a black person? Like, it's kind of like culturally, you can't date who you want to, but you have to date a black person to be accepted.
Well, so yes, because black people, I mean, white boys liked me and would talk to me all night on the phone and like write me notes and stuff like that, but they could not tell anybody.
Can I just ask a
They
question?
couldn't
right
tell
quick?
anybody that they
Did
liked me.
Did
I
a
was
white boy
black.
ever call you exotic?
I don't know, maybe, but they couldn't just outright. We didn't live in that time. It was the 90s.
Okay.
You couldn't just be like, nobody was brave enough to
I
just
miss
be
the
like,
90s.
yeah, you can be my girlfriend, and I want everybody to know that we go together. No, I had to be like, I'll call you tonight, like on the slide.
Can I
you
just
know?
say, as a black gay man, I miss the 90s. Because
Yeah,
it
the
seemed
90s
like the 90s, everything was like, y'all had a party, but didn't nobody know about it.
Yeah,
And it was cracking.
A lot of people don't know how
Yes.
exclusive it was, right?
It was so different. It was like everybody did stuff on the low, but it wasn't everybody know your business. Didn't nobody Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook from the party.
right.
It wasn't no pictures. You got to do something in the corner. Didn't nobody know
remember the
about it.
900 lines when you used to call 1-900?
Yeah, I used to
party
call
line?
1-800. I still do call the line sometimes with my friends and play. We be having so much fun.
Now it's just Clubhouse. Clubhouse is the new 1-900.
I had
party line.
deleted Clubhouse from my phone. I couldn't get into it anymore. I got tired of people feeling like they were something they weren't. Like, bitch, do you got a job? Because you on this motherfucker all day, every day. Like, I gotta work. And when I get off work, I do not want to talk on the phone. I like to put this shit down. So that made me kind of like,
it's a lot. It's exhausting.
it's too much.
So that I don't have any extra hot or
I think that was my extra spicy
extra
question.
spicy. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Are we moving into our delete?
You better moderate this show, girl. What are you deleting, Shauna? What are you letting go of, darling?
Ooh. Let's see. What am I letting go of? Right. There we go. Thank you, Tom. The last-
Shot.
That's a good one. I'm gonna go with that. This little watermelon margarita. That I'm the last. I'm gonna make this disappear before I walk out of here tonight.
I like that. My deletion today. What am I deleting from this whole segment, this whole conversation? I'm deleting the need to live up to any stereotypes as a black gay man. And that's as a black man, as a gay man, and as a man. I don't want to live up to any of those stereotypes. So I don't want to hold the door open for nobody. I don't want to pump nobody's gas. I don't want to take nobody's garbage out. I don't want to do any of those things. For real, I don't. That's real talk. I don't.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. I wish I was a little more philosophical, but I feel like I said enough today.
I just think it may be the liquor that has me philosophical. But it's, I don't like to say that we're ever getting drunk on the show because we don't drink enough. It's so like kind of watered down with the ice and stuff. But afterwards, no, for real. Like, because we do drink a lot, but we definitely don't get drunk. So I just want to tell people, like, when I speak about driving responsibly, trust me, you don't hear my words slurred on here. I can create a complete thought.
No, we're not getting it cracking like that, y'all.
Not at all. So we're just having a little cocktail or two. It's nothing. Right.
You should see
We
these
won't be
little cups.
allowed in the studio to do that. So I just want to make sure that is known, that we don't get blotto on the show. We just get a little tip, drink a little water afterwards, and we go home.
Just a little.
Just a little,
Get ready for that week.
get
You
ready
know?
for that week. So yeah, just deleting any stereotypes that I'm supposed to live up to as a human. I just want to
Yes.
be, and whatever that is, I just want to be it. If I want to be farty and don't brush my teeth in that moment, just let me be. As long as I'm not around anybody. Because sometimes have you ever had that time you be like, well, I need to brush my teeth, but why am I brushing my teeth? I'm not going to do nothing.
Well,
Do you ever feel
just
like that?
for good oral hygiene?
I know it's for health and oral hygiene reasons, but sometimes sometimes you just don't want to put on deodorant.
Yeah, that's
If you home, then yes.
Sometimes you don't want to put on lotion or any Vaseline. You just want to chill.
Oh, you're funny.
Because we have stereotypes as humans that we have to live up to, and that shit is irritating.
It's terrible.
Like just say for instance, if you drop something on the floor, who says you have to pick it up right then? For real.
Oh, you're great. I love this. I love this.
Who
thought pattern.
says it though?
You're such a free. You're just a free spirit. Lord, you can go on for days, but we're gonna wrap it up there.
We are. You better moderate
We're
this
gonna wrap it
show.
up right there, and we'll see y'all next week.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for listening to the Variety Show podcast. Download and delete.
Oh,
Goodbye.